No.
Did you perceive any signs
Ooh,
of
this guy's
injury
faster.
on her face or anywhere else on her body that was visible to you?
No.
I like this guy. Hold on.
For how long a period did you view her face the first time you saw her that night?
A few seconds, not very long.
And how much later was the second?
Approximately 10 feet.
Did you have a clear view of her face?
Yes.
Did you still have your contacts in at the time?
Yes.
Was there sufficient light that enabled you to actually see her face?
I believe so. I believe it was the light was a little dimmer, but it was still lit.
Did you perceive any signs of injury to her face on that second occasion?
Oh, am I showing
No.
it twice? I apologize.
Did you see any swelling of any kind on her face, either during the first time you saw her or the second time you saw her that night?
No.
Did you see any marks on her face either the first time you observed her that night or the second time you observed her?
Just the redness, which was consistent with her crying.
Crying.
Did you see any time that night any indication of any bruising on her face?
No.
Did you see at any time that evening any indication or any sign whatsoever of any injury to her face?
No.
No, you did not.
And going to your, was it the security, what was the term you used? The security sweep, is that correct?
The protective sweep?
Protective sweep.
When he had to go through and look in the house, make sure nothing was
During
damaged.
your protective sweep, was your access barred to any part of the penthouse?
My access what? Sorry.
Barred.
Did you have free access to the penthouse?
The witness that was there, I believe he guided us kind of through the place. I don't know, wherever he guided us through.
Did you see any broken glass anywhere in the penthouse where you did the protective sweep?
Not that I remember.
Were you looking for any signs of a disturbance?
Yes.
That's what they were
Why
doing.
were you looking for signs of a possible disturbance?
Signs of or any evidence that a crime has occurred.
Is that standard procedure, a police procedure?
Yes.
And why do you look for potential signs of vandalism or disturbance to property in the course of a domestic violence allegation or possibility?
Just because that tends to happen when
to corroborate the story.
Some type of domestic altercation occurs between two people.
Did you see any sign of any kind of property damage or vandalism that evening?
Not that I recall.
Did you see any signs of spilled wine on the floor?
Not that I recall. If they were visible or a complaint of pain.
Do you recall some questioning from Ms. Heard's counsel, Ms. Bredehoft, about a man who led you through the penthouses on the evening of May 21, 2016?
Yes.
Did you describe him as uncooperative?
Yes.
Let me ask another question. Was he cooperative with your inquiries that evening?
No.
What do you mean by that?
I attempted to gather information of who the husband was and what occurred and where he possibly went so we could interview kind of all the different parties. And he wouldn't even give me a name of who the husband was.
And how long did you interact with that person who in fact is Josh Drew?
I'd say approximately 5 to 10 minutes.
Did he report to you in words or substance that any domestic violence had occurred?
I don't recall any exact verbiage he said.
Did he report to you in words or substance any vandalism?
No, not that I recall.
On the evening that you and your
See this
partner
lawyer. I don't know if
got
you
a
guys
call
can,
to the penthouse on May 21, 2016, were you and your partner in a particular hurry to close out this incident?
No,
Ah, interesting.
Were you willing to stay as long as was necessary to
So are
resolve
they
the
saying
matter?
they wanted to get off their
Yes.
shift?
Would you generally
Come
take
on.
notes for a verbal dispute only?
when we disclose the
Didn't we
call, we
already
get
say
rid of
this?
the call. We leave our comments of what occurred and what we did in that call.
Would you generally write a report for a verbal dispute only?
Didn't the other lady
unless
say
it's
no?
at the request of one of the parties.
But they didn't request that, right? She didn't want to talk to them.
When you were typing in your computer to add text to a call, is it common to refer to the focused individual in the call as a victim, whether a crime has been
That's
committed or
good.
not?
That's
Yes,
good.
because that's how the call was broadcasted and created.
Perfect. That's good. Doesn't mean that the
Ladies and
person
gentlemen,
was a
at this
victim.
point, counsel for Ms. Hurd completes the questioning.
Now, there was another woman that was present as well, correct? That name?
I believe so, yes.
Do you remember testifying earlier that at the end she was holding and embracing Ms. Hurd?
Yeah, I believe she was sitting on the couch with her when we left.
Did you interview that woman?
No, she was with Miss Hurd when my partner was speaking with her. I believe. I had never spoke to her.
Just
Okay,
keep it to no
did
because
ever
you didn't talk
attempt
to her.
interview that woman that was on the couch who was embracing Ms. Hurd?
No, because I was speaking with the gentleman outside.
Do you know whether Officer Science ever attempted to interview that woman who was sitting on the couch?
I'm unaware.
Okay. Now, let's go back to the description that you gave, and you responded again to it with Mr. Chu, that she was crying and had a red face, and you said the redness was consistent with crying. Do you recall that?
Yes.
Okay. Why was she crying?
I don't know. That's a great question. I don't know why she was crying.
Good
Did
job.
you ask her?
I personally did not. because
I'm
my
sure
partner
they
interviewed her.
asked a lot of questions if they
And when
came
you
to the
downloaded
scene
with
for
your
a
partner later,
potential
did you
domestic
ask
violence.
Officer Science why Amber Heard was crying?
No, my partner never advised me. She spoke with her and while I was speaking with
Didn't
her.
they already establish that
Do you
Amber wouldn't
recall
talk
that
to
you
them?
testified that there was another woman who was embracing Ms. Heard on the sofa at the end of your visit?
Embracing.
Yes.
Do you recall asking why she was embracing and holding Ms. Heard? Why did you not ask either
Why
the
are
other
you
woman or
embracing Miss Heard?
why the woman was embracing and holding Ms.
Sorry,
Heard?
this is not.
Why I did not is because we were trained in the academy to separate the parties and to try and attempt to build a rapport with the individual we're speaking with.
Good
Therefore, it
answer.
was two females and my partner was female, so therefore my partner spoke with the female.
Perfect.
Would it be fair to say you deferred to Officer Science to conduct any type of investigation with both Ms. Heard and the other woman who was embracing her?
I know my partner spoke with Miss Heard. I am unaware. I cannot testify if she spoke with the other female.
Doesn't sound like
When you said you learned at the
anybody would
academy
say
to
anything
divide
to
up
them.
the parties,
So
was it your understanding that parties meant the victim and the suspect?
All parties.
Do you know whether anyone made an attempt to divide up the woman from Ms. Heard, the woman that was embracing her?
I'm unaware.
Now, the redness that you said was on Ms. Heard's face,
Oh my goodness.
when she was
Enough with the
crying
redness on the
and
face.
emotional. Could it also have been consistent with injury?
I do not think so. I perceived it as redness from crying.
Did you consider whether the redness on the face might be from something in addition to crying?
That's
No,
why
I
they
did
were
not.
there. They were
And
checking
you
it out.
never met Ms. Heard before, correct?
Never seen her.
And would it be fair to say that you don't know what Ms. Heard's,
Face
what
looks
her
like.
characteristics are for swelling, bruising, redness?
Come
correct?
on, bring up Amica Queen
Correct.
again.
I'm
Cream
going to ask
again.
you, Officer Haddon, to look at what is
Amica?
marked as Haddon
The
Exhibit
first
number
couple of
8,
days I
and
started
it's
watching
from the
this, I
Office
had
of
to
the Chief
laugh.
of Police,
This lady didn't even know how to
and
say
it's,
arnica cream.
dated November 24, 2014, and the subject is domestic violence supplemental report, form 15.40.02 revised. You see that?
I do.
This was provided to us by the LAPD in response to our document requests. Did you have an understanding that there was a domestic violence supplemental report form that was in place as of May 21st, 2016?
Yes.
I'm going to show you what is exhibit number 9. And this is called Domestic Violence Supplemental Report. And it is something, is it your understanding that the police officer fills this out?
Yes, that we filled out.
Okay. Do you recall whether you had filled out this supplemental report at any time prior to May 21st, 2016?
I don't recall.
Now, if we look at the first column on the domestic violence supplemental report, it has a column that says victim. And then there are a number of descriptive words underneath with boxes. Do you see that?
I do.
All right. Now, the first one is shaking. What, if any, observations did you make of Ms. Heard shaking?
I don't recall.
All right. What, if any, observations did you make about Ms. Heard being unresponsive?
The little time I dealt with her, yeah, she was unresponsive, crying.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch the first part. She was unresponsive and crying, did you say?
Yes.
Okay. And I guess you've answered the third one here, that she was crying, correct?
Yes.
All right. And what, if any, observations did you make whether Amber Heard was scared?
I didn't.
You didn't what?
I did not observe.
That she was scared.
I'm sorry, are you finished with that answer? It sounded like it was a half. I just want to make sure you.
Yeah, I did not observe her being
They would have documented
fearful.
it. They have to document
Okay,
whether
but
someone's
Ms.
shaking,
Heard
scared.
did not want to file a report, correct?
Correct.
She did not want to press
This is
charges,
really hard to
correct?
listen to. Wow.
Correct.
And she did not want to tell you the name
So
of
redundant.
her husband, correct?
No, because I didn't talk to her.
Well, do you recall
Do you recall?
testifying earlier that Ms. Heard was uncooperative?
Yes, she
They
was
said that.
uncooperative with my partner.
Correct.
All right. And do you recall testifying that Ms. Heard was uncooperative because she was emotional, she was crying, she wasn't sure whether she wanted to file a report or not, and she was not, then she said she did not want to?
Yes, that's what she had spoken to my partner about.
Do you know why Ms. Heard did not want to file a report? They did not want
This
to
doesn't
testify?
prove anything.
No, I did not.
This doesn't prove anything.
Officer Haddon, I'm going to show you what's been marked as deposition exhibit number 10. And I'm going to have you look at it. It starts out with field notebook divider, domestic violence laws,
This
LAPD
guy's
form
getting pissed. He's like, "Give me a fucking break."
18.30.02.
Stay
And it
calm, buddy.
has the date, this
Just
is
let her look like an idiot. I'm
the
sorry.
date of January 31, 2010 at the bottom of the with the footnote. I'm going to just direct your attention here to case preparation. And this is relating to domestic violence laws. Case preparation says, note the complainant's emotional and physical condition. You see that?
Oh my
Yes.
God.
Okay. And then ensure all evidence is gathered and preserved, e.g. bloody clothing, damaged bones, damaged property. You see that?
Her stance is
Yes.
very condescending and abrasive.
You
And
are
this is
obviously
exactly how she was with
trying
the psychologist yesterday,
Provide any
trying to
kind of
challenge
notes
a
relating to
diagnostic
Ms. Heard's
testing
emotional
tool
and
for
physical
psychological
condition on
disorders.
May
She
21,
doesn't,
2016.
No.
I don't think she's
You
even
were
aware
also
how
trying to
ignorant she
ensure all the
sounds,
evidence was
this
gathered
lawyer.
and preserved, including the damaged
She's not a
property.
trained
I
police
said
officer.
no, and all these
And
things
she's not a
would have been
trained psycho-
documented
or
if there was a
psychologist.
report.
Right?
But
Let's go to
somehow
the
she
next
has the,
bullet point says ensure photographs are taken of injuries or
I'm just not
Of
convinced
injury
by her arguments
to
or not.
complainant.
Her
And
tone,
accused.
first of all, her tone
both the
turns
day
everyone
of
off
and
in the
day
courtroom,
after.
including
Did
the
you take
jury.
any
Doesn't help
photographs
their
to
case
show
at
a
all.
lack of injury?
Even if she
No.
had any points in this little discussion, big
Did you take
discussion.
any photos to show a lack of damage?
No.
They probably don't need to take photos of a lack of
And then
damage.
this next one is ensure photographs are taken of the scene.
It's okay,
and
buddy.
damaged
Honestly, just
property,
let her-
etc.
Just let her look, make
So
herself
I already
look
asked you
like
that one,
the
so
way
let's
she's
go to the
looking,
next
because
one.
it's not good.
Canvass location and interview all witnesses, including children, neighbors, law enforcement. Did you do that in this instance?
Yes.
Oh my
Who did you interview?
I spoke with the gentleman.
All right, anyone else?
No, that's it.
Now, there were two females present in addition to Ms. Heard, were there not?
Yes. Including her, I believe there's two.
You
There was
don't
just
recall
one other
the
lady
third woman
embracing
there?
her.
No, I don't recall
Establish that.
one being there.
All right. Did you ask if there was anybody else that was present who had witnessed any aspect of this?
I don't recall exactly, but
Let's go to exhibit number 11. So what did you determine this call was after your investigation?
dispute, a verbal dispute.
An argument, basically. An
It's
argument.
not against the law to argue. I argue in my life.
So you decided that there was only a verbal dispute, therefore it didn't constitute domestic violence?
From the information or lack of information I was able to receive from the witness and the information my partner gathered, yes.
Is it your understanding that a police officer can be brought up on charges of misconduct if they engage in neglect of duty?
Oh my word,
yes.
woman.
Right. Is it
I'm
also
looking
your
for a
understanding that a police officer can be brought up on misconduct charges at the LAPD
Is that a
if they
threat?
violate department policies, rules, or
I'm
procedures?
sorry, this is just
Yes.
reaching.
And is it your
I'm sorry.
understanding that a police officer can be brought up on charges of misconduct
Trying to
if
intimidate
they
him?
engage in conduct which may tend to reflect unfavorably upon the employee or the department?
Yes.
They weren't negligent. I'm sorry, I don't
Alright.
agree. She's
Thank
reaching.
you. Your
That's
next witness is by deposition also. I assume you need a few minutes to
Reaching, honey.
switch that out, or are you ready to?
If that's all you got, I'm sorry.
We're
That
ready.
was not. That didn't prove anything in my professional opinion. That didn't prove anything.
Oh, I think that's right. Okay, why don't we go ahead and, it's early, but let's go ahead and take a morning recess for 15 minutes so we can take care of that, get this set up for the next deposition, okay? So don't talk to anybody, don't do any outside research, all right?
You know, and the sad part is, I was watching another live stream reaction video from a lawyer, that's someone that's a lawyer and has done high profile cases. And she even said that Amber Heard's lawyer team, out of all of them, this one,
Which exhibit
Umbra or
did
whatever the people are nicknaming her, the one that just finished questioning, is actually, in her opinion, the best one on the team, which is sad, honestly. Her tone is very abrasive and aggressive and accusatory. And
I haven't seen it yet, so I just need to. Why don't I go ahead and take the 15 minutes, and when I come back, we can figure it out.
Grace to judge. Oh my
Okay,
God.
how long is this deposition?
Patience level is needed.
I believe it's around 35 minutes, Your Honor. Okay, so we'll be able to start the next one right after that. So why don't you go ahead and get the exhibits for the next one after that as well? And I'll come back at 11:20 and we can do both of them, okay? All right, thank you, Your Honor.
I'm just gonna check and see if there's anybody in the chat that would like to talk here. So there's a little break here happening. God, I felt for that police officer. He seemed very irritated, which I don't blame him. Honestly, she was very accusatory and basically trying to say they were negligent in their job because they didn't do something that she perceived was negligent. It's pretty ballsy of a thing to say without any grounds. Again, it's very telling and consistent with the ignorance that this woman has. This lawyer I'm talking about right now that just finished questioning. Yesterday, she tried, and I could tell the psychologist was trying to hold back her overt reactions to the ignorance in which this woman thought that she could break down a very detailed, very complex diagnostic tool to diagnose personality disorders, that somehow she could crack the code by asking, disputing that Amber only had an elevated score of 65 in one category. There's a reason why people go to school for years and years and years to become psychologists, to be able to decode these very complex diagnostic tools. So that didn't bode well for their side. But anyways, again, I just feel like there's the ignorance of being able to almost try and come across as a lawyer, as an expert in the police, not duties, but the rigorous training that they have done in order to become a police officer, and to think that she can kind of say that they were somehow being negligent or didn't do the protocol, again, is so abrasive and accusatory. So, I mean, in that respect, it's really in favor of Johnny Depp's legal team. So, I mean, there's that. But I hope everyone enjoys the break that's watching, and feel free to comment. So subscribe if you like, and we'll be back with more reactions from a mental health professional. Again, this is just my observances. I'm not diagnosing or promoting anything, and all done from a respectful stance, but I call it like it is. See you in a bit.